How come it's like the people you don't want to like reproduce are the most fertile?
Bullshit! Bullshit! My kid's gonna be awesome! He is so great already! He is gonna blow everybody else out of the water. All your kids, if you guys have any.
I won't.
Well, all of my other friends' kids are gonna be looking
that,
up to
friends'
this
kids?
You hear that? Jake should
No, I didn't
each
say
and
that.
every
They're just
one
gonna
of
do
you.
better than all of them.
You're stupid.
I didn't say that, and I don't think that.
Can I count my nieces and nephews?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so one of them's a genius, like certified genius, like IQ 140 or something. I was really jealous like that.
Don't you worry none.
I was supposed to be the genius, Jake.
What's your kid's
That's
IQ?
why I was always weird. It's like, oh, he's weird.
I don't think they've tested his IQ yet.
Because they didn't need
I don't think they
to.
will at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, are you gonna read your line? Hey, hey, Akira. Are you sure you're up? Are you
Sure.
Are you sure you're okay?
You sure you're up? Because I know I am. Ooh, full pass. Bitch, you're dead.
What?
Because I said the word up, he thought boner.
Only with you, though.
I could say anything and you would think boner. In my head, I'm running around here naked, aren't I?
In your head or in my head?
Oh, sorry. In your head.
I think we've already confirmed that yes. In your head, you are running around naked.
So in your head, I'm high. You're running around naked. I can only imagine what Dan's doing.
Dan's just sitting there.
He's like, I don't
looking
care.
stuff up.
Dan's apathetic. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens. That's what it's like at some parties I go to.
Dan's like, ooh, a new McRib. Better try that.
Wait, is Snicker back?
Just
It is.
click.
Oh,
I know, right?
No, click already.
I spent all that time at Wendy's yesterday.
No!
About McDonald's.
Nobody cares about the McRib.
I love the McRib. I remember the first time I had a McRib. My friend's like, you gotta try this McRib, and I'm like, this McRib's okay.
It's just...
Oop, I didn't mean to do that. And I'm like, oh, I got one. I'm like,
It's
oh, you
just
can't
look
stop at an odd number because that's bad
exhausted.
luck, right?
Yep.
So I ended up having like 4.
Usually they have like buy two, or they have good deals on getting two too. So
I know, right? Like sometimes they'll have like those 2 Big Macs for $2, and I'm like, I don't want to
We
lose
really are
money on
badasses.
this.
Like, all we talk about is food and sex.
I've been eating fried chicken.
He's been eating fried chicken this entire, like, people look at the corner and they're like, oh, I can see, they're all getting fatter. It's like, Dad will eat it and they're like, this one will get fatter, and then Jake's pants will get tighter for some reason. What's going
Look
on?
at this lonely guy. Was he there before?
Which one?
The one in the middle on the left.
This
I
one?
think we actually panned to this.
Yeah,
side.
we panned to the side a little bit. So we've moved. Okay.
Can't you see all the houses?
I don't think people...
I can't see any house. This guy's like, oh, McRib's back. He's on his way to get one right now, as should you guys.
Just
Da, da,
click.
da, da, da.
No!
Hey, come on. What are we talking about this episode? I'm not going to repeat it because you keep getting angry at me, but we're talking about the McRib. Like, it's the least offensive thing we have said all day. All day. Like, kid you not. Like, remember when we were at the store? We were
Terrible people! If this is the highlight of our episode, is that we're talking about McRibs.
See, okay, like, we started this episode talking about the kidney thing, but let's just say we didn't start talking about the kid. You just started listening to it. When we were at the store, I turned to Jake, like, isn't it weird, like, when you hear about adults thinking about kids all the time? Like, Jake's like, yeah, it is weird. And then I asked Dad the same question. He's like, yeah, it is weird if you hear about a guy that thinks about kids a lot. And then I turned to the little lady at the register, and I'm like, do you think it's weird when guys think about kids too much? And she said no. We think she's a little too close to kids. we thought about calling child services on
She
it.
wasn't thinking about it in a perverted way.
How do we know?
And she
Maybe
doesn't
she
know us very
was.
Because not everybody is as corrupted as we are in the head.
Maybe they are. They're just really good at hiding it. What if we're normal?
We're not.
Anyway.
believe it or not, I think that people don't think as in depth about these things as we do, but they do think about them sometimes.
Maybe we're normal, but like we didn't used to be normal.
I wonder if that cashier's a pedophile. People really think like that?
Like, remember that one Craigslist chick that said I wasn't a nerd? And I'm like, all my life I thought I was a nerd, and then I started thinking about, like, I'm not a nerd anymore. Because, like, nerd culture became normal, and so now to be a nerd, you have to be, like, writing Doctor Who fan fiction on the internet, and I don't do that. And I'm like, I'm normal now, and I didn't know how to handle it.
No.
That's why I was depressed for those 2 months, remember?
Okay. The nerds rule the internet. We basically make it run.
But, like, even now, I was talking about Captain America. My boss is like, I love Captain America. I'm like...
Yes, because we rule the internet, and we have forced our culture onto the rest of the world.
But doesn't that make us
not.
normal? Like, I feel... Okay, maybe
Okay.
you're not... Maybe you're not normal.
Maybe,
But,
maybe
Dan...
no. Other people are normal. They like the stuff that we like, but we think about it into such a perspective and depth that it's just terrible. It makes our lives nothing else. If somebody is a nerd, then what they do is they just geek the shit out about whatever they like. That is
Okay, so we know Jake's not
It's
normal.
fine.
But do you think that, like, maybe the culture has gotten so nerdy that you and I became normal without noticing?
Yeah, but I still spend way too much time playing video games, like more than the average person.
More than that?
Yeah, and how many of the average people out there do you think really play video games? Not just Facebook games or casual games.
A lot. I played Call of Duty.
Call of Duty is, I'm going to say, a casual game.
No, it's not.
You can pick it up and put it down anytime you like. It's
I'm a
addictive,
casual.
but it's a casual game.
I'm a casual.
It's not something where you like look
I
up a
mean,
bunch of
people can't
secrets
prestige.
online
I'm
on it.
casual.
And it's not like I mean, like, don't get me wrong. There are probably people who spend
I
way
would
too
say
much
that
time
there are
researching.
people who casually play it, but it's not a casual game.
It's more of a casual. No, you can pick it up and put it down whenever you like. You don't have to get into depth about the workings of it. You
pick
can
up
just
and put
play
down
it.
Final Fantasy, whenever you like.
Yeah, but for people who actually play it and get into it a lot, okay. Even the casual games can be hardcore games depending on how you play them. But most people are just going to pick it up, play it, and then put it back down sometime when they're done. They're not
What
going to
would
get
be
on
a-
the internet
what would be a
and
hardcore
research like gun damage and shit like that. Like
What would be a hardcore shooter?
BioShock.
Okay, I wouldn't even.
Maybe
I don't know,
BioShock
but yeah.
1, but not Infinite.
Yeah, not Infinite.
Infinite's so
BioShock.
casual.
Well,
I
Yeah.
think casual and hardcore, that's the terminology. They're just games.
well, they are just games, but there is a difference between them. Like Facebook games, people get on there and check their farm every once in a while. Congratulations.
Is Farmville still a thing? I don't
So
know.
Farmville
you're
is
saying, you're saying that Farmville, casual game. Call of Duty, casual game.
Farmville is not not Farmville. Like things like Harvest Moon, not a casual game because you can just sit there and play constantly. You don't have to wait. You're not going to buy anything with real money. It's basically you have to sit down and play that game for a long time, and people do so much research into that game who do play it. I'm like, if you play like Harvest Moon and shit, you're trying to figure out how to make the most money. You're looking stuff up online constantly. You're doing research. You're
It's
trying
like
different things
bullshit.
out. Really? You don't?
I burped.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say.
Oh, you thought it. Hey, don't blame me.
Well, what do you think a casual? What is there a difference between like casual games and?
Well, what's your definition of casual?
His definition of casual, I think we've been.
I think your
it's
definition
Call
of
Duty.
casual is like Call of Duty, stuff that's popular, and stuff that's free to play. Which
League is casual.
No. I don't think League can be considered.
I've been
casual.
playing
You
a
can
lot.
Play it casual.
No.
Yeah, I play
It is
casual.
very
I play against
casual.
bots.
I've played against a lot of shitty people. Let me tell you, it's very casual now.
Bronze.
Well, like the thing is though, like more. Okay, maybe
Yeah.
it's you can no longer call games casual or not. Maybe
casual.
it's the
it's
player.
The people, yeah, there's casual gamers, there's hardcore gamers. You can play Farmville hardcore if you
probably
really want
could,
to.
yeah.
You could play Farmville hard if you want.
Okay, so the difference between normal
I do
people
play
and not
Farmville
normal
hard.
people are when they do play something.
Obsessively.
They get into it obsessively. Do you play games obsessively, Fel?
I get really mad.
No, that's
different.
normal. That's everybody gets really mad.
I
Come
get
on.
so mad on League. I'm like, why are you running it? You're a caster and not a melee one at that. Why are you in the middle of everything?
Why is Zareth standing in the middle of all of them?
Zareth's the tank, right?
So you don't get obsessive about the game?
I just get angry. I'm just always angry. My roommates are like, is everything alright in your room? You've been swearing a lot more than usual.
It's just this fucking noob. He's doing it on purpose. He's feeding the enemy team.
There's a reason I actually don't play with real people in League.
Because of shit like that.
Like, I can't wait until you can stab people through the internet, because my stabbing arm's gonna get real tired. I'm gonna stab everyone.
I've actually learned how to play Morgana decently with trying to stay back, avoid things.
The black shield is her key. Like the thing is, like, you're gonna be playing support almost every single time.
Uh-huh.
So I'm always watching the front line and whoever's on it. And as soon as something like a blitzcrank grab goes out, all black shield, because it's hilarious, first of all, and secondly because that's how you play Morgana, is you make sure nobody gets their CC or anything off on them.
You know what the best part about stabbing is? It doesn't kill them instantly, so they get time
bleed
to
to
reflect. They get time to reflect, like, oh, I should have done that shit.
Listen, I'm really happy that you can't stab through the internet, okay?
It's gonna be so good.
It's not gonna be good.
I'm gonna have to get, like, a bunch of knives.
Yeah, you know what? When we finally get that 3D world like Sword Art Online, where you can actually log in with the character, that's where you'll have a lot of
Second
fun.
Life?
No, like where you like legitimately like it like sinks into your brain. And
I'm a pimp on
Second
Second
Life?
Life. I just go around selling
You're a pimp?
women, and then people are getting off on it. I'm like, Lil Lid.
Oh, we haven't clicked in forever.
That's a 45-year-old man. That's 400 pounds.
Hey, if you really tried, you don't have to force yourself. What?
I think I went from being a pimp, pimping up 45-year-old man, to her.
Anyways, it's no longer casual games. It's casual gamers and hardcore gamers.
I like how you're like, let's get back
And
to
you
this.
want to be normal. That's your problem. But guess what, Phil? You're like the rest of us.
I'll never be normal.
You're not. And Dan, I think, is actually the geekiest because he does the most research.
Hey, I don't do
I
research.
just read wikis. I like wikis.
Maybe I do nothing
Still
but read
research.
at home, and I just pretend to
Click
play.
already.
I told you, I'm blind. There's no wall.
Like, what do you tell your coworkers that you do when you go home?
Play video games.
Exactly, but we all know that's not all you do.
Well, I'm not going to say play video games and masturbate. Ah!
Exactly. Maybe I'm just saying play video games because I don't want people to know how much of a nerd I am. I want to fit in.
But in your environment, saying that you play video games, no? In
That's
my environment, if I say that I don't play video games, people are going to look at me weird.
More than if you masturbate?
Yeah, actually.
That'd be really funny. Oh, I masturbate.
Because
and
if I
play
actually
video
said
games.
that all out loud, all the rest of them would look at me and go, yeah.
Look at this weirdo not playing video games.
Look at this.
I don't want to touch him. I might get that not video game.
It's what
playing
happens
fever.
when you get into the tech world, okay? Everybody, almost
Masturbates.
everybody masturbates and plays video games.
At the same time?
Sometimes, yeah. Depends on the video game.
Res HD.
Why do you have these crisp TVs with these great-looking women in video games if
Hey, was
you're
that the
not
Trans
going to-
Vibrator one?
I play Call of Duty. There is no good looking. There's no good looking anything. There's just a bunch of people dying.
Those
I
dogs
guess
are
if
so
that's
hot.
what you get off on.
Just a little. I do enjoy people dying.
Click already.
I hope not, but
I don't think people remember what we're doing. I don't think we remember what we're doing.
We're at Yokohama.
Hey, let's get going to the next destination.
See, next destination. We don't need to remember what happened.
Sure.
She could have told us in her entire life story, like, "Oh, I have
Oh,
cancer.
yeah.
I'm gonna die tomorrow."
Anyway,
And our guy
I'll
just
have
sitting
to
there
just keep
like-
my eye on her.
Did I go to the movies twice
you keep
yesterday?
your Eye on the little girl, fella.
I'm not.
Okay, click.
I didn't say that. You said that.
But that's your character. You're the
But
main
you
character.
said I didn't say it. You said
Oh,
it.
read your line
You're
already,
keeping
fella.
your eye on the 15-year-old girl.
18.
15.
18.
15.
18. You're blacking out again, Fel.
I really need to stop.
Holy hell, where did I wake up?
I need to stop smoking weed so much.
Here we are. This is
I need to keep it down to like 2
Click.
marijuanas. 2 marijuanas.
some marijuanas.
Fel.
Wow, that's amazing. You got it right off the bat.
Oh my god! I thought he was being racist.
I knew it was something like that. That's way
I was waiting for that comment. I'm like, I really hope Jake doesn't get it. Because you can't read, like...
There's not enough hiragana or katakana in those, so I'm like, yeah, it's Chinese.
Chinese is more...
Yeah, no, I know the
Chinese
difference
looking.
when
There's
when
more
looking at the
lines in
characters.
Chinese.
I know the difference when looking at the characters. I can even tell the difference between the people if they're standing right next to each other, usually.
Sometimes.
More often than not.
You don't need to lie about this. No one can tell the difference.
No, really, you can't.
I swear, it's like one big joke. The Asians are like, what if we get really mad at the white people that can't tell us apart?
Japanese faces are usually actually a little bit skinnier than Chinese faces.
Are you saying Chinese are
You're
fatter?
Well-
Lose some weight, China!
Their faces are generally a little bit wider. Haven't you guys noticed these things?
I don't stare at Asian people for too long.
Everybody, every single culture
The
in
burger
the
red
world
nose.
actually has specific, like, genetic traits that pop out more
But
than
like,
others.
when you stare at them, don't they like get really mad at you?
I don't stare at them like in like real life. Or There's enough porn out there. I can type in a country and find porn based on that country. But generally, they're faking whether or not they're from that country or not, so you can
Oh
tell.
gosh, that was a terrifying laugh.
Wow, that's
You can find-
amazing. I think it would be obvious for anyone looking at it. It would be obvious. It should be so obvious, Jake. What are you, like, mentally retarded?
He's being racist. This could be like one freaking like street that decided that they were gonna do this because they thought it would be cool.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if we had a Chinatown?
Dan, your line.
Well, I've tried to talk, but I don't have any. The Chinatown in Yokohama is said to be Japan's biggest, alongside the ones in Nagasaki and Kobe.
Did you have something you wanted to say beyond the line?
No, I'm just waiting for you guys to stop talking so I can read the line.
Well, Fel talks too much.
I'm pretty sure people aren't watching our channel to watch this game.
You're right, but I would like to
Something
get
wa-
through this game one day.
One day, we will, eventually.
I hate you.
Why? What did I do?
Just click already. To read your line!
You said click! I don't want him to hit
For
me.
Europeans who came here to trade. Here
They say, supposedly.
But China took
see.
over the Europeans down?
No, Europeans took over China, and they're like, we really like China. You guys should be more like China.
It's like the Vietnamese people I used to work with at a Chinese restaurant.
Best thing that came out of China, the Chinese dress.
I think you say the Chinese, and I'm like, all right.
I think the best thing to come out of China is the Chinese, yeah.
Yeah, I like.
I'm not going to say a dress is better than an entire nation of people.
Eh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Dan. I kind of value people over clothing.
It's such a hot dress. I mean, like, it is one of the hottest freaking dresses. It's better than the little black dress. It's better than...
I think
Slinky.
Jake focuses way too much on dresses, because I have no idea what dress he's talking
I know,
about.
right? Like, I talk to women sometimes on the internet, at least I hope so, and they don't talk about dresses as much as Jake does.
You
What
really
dress?
don't know what dress I'm talking about?
Oh, I know what you're talking about, I just know that women don't talk about
I
it.
don't know.
Okay, so it's...
Here, give me your cell phone. I forgot my iPod at home. I'll look it up. Let's move
Jake,
on.
are you secretly a woman?
What?
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about it. I mean, like, when I go out and, like, I embarrass us all, Jake's the only one that complains. Dan's just like, I don't care.
I think Dan cares. He just doesn't want to
And
give
Jake's
you
just
the...
like, you piece of shit, you're always embarrassing me out in public. My mama was right about you people.
I see. So how did it end up as a Chinatown?
And I'm just thinking, man,
Did I you?
did I go to Wendy's twice yesterday?
You've been listening? Because when Japan opened her doors, wasn't many people who spoke foreign languages.
You know what we should do? Like, what if we ever go to a convention? One of our, like, we know how they upload photos and all that boring stuff. We should upload a photo of me going to Wendy's twice. Like, I finally went to Wendy's twice yesterday. It's a lot funnier in my head. And then,
Click.
that's funny right now.
The Europeans would bring Chinese people along with them since they can communicate with the Japanese in writing.
That would be great if we did like one episode where we're all high.
Crickoo.
We probably like wouldn't laugh. We'd be like the most serious people in the world.
Well,
Like,
right next to Colorado. Let's just sneak over there and borrow.
we can go to Oregon now too. Oregon just legalized it.
Crickoo.
Utah's gonna be the last state to.
Yeah.
No, maybe.
They say the area where those Chinese people live became the basis of this Chinatown, but
Why do we have to live in Utah?
Crickoo.
back in those days, the Europeans still outnumbered the Chinese in the area.
Crickoo.
Wow.
All that changed in 1923, I think.
Okay.
Wow.
There was a terrifying earthquake called the Great Kanto Earthquake. Over 140,000 people died. It's called the greatest disaster in Japanese history.
Why did you laugh after that?
Wow.
I just think that she might be obsessed, you know?
Does this look like a laughing face?
Yeah, it does.
Alright. You would know more than me. I don't really talk to a whole bunch of women face to face. Wow.
Must have been a lot of damage. That must have been a lot of property damage. Damn.
Oh, this guy is so Jewish. 140,000. Wow, it must have been a lot of damage coming from the insurance company. I hate to be them. He is a jerk.
Crickoo.